Hello students, welcome to electrochemistry part 13. In this part, you people are going to learn very interesting concept called batteries. Okay, now let us see what is a battery. You know already, battery is a galvanic cell in which chemical energy of spontaneous redox reaction is directly converted to electrical energy. So in battery what happens, students? Spontaneous redox chemical reaction takes place and that energy is converted to electrical energy, and we people come across with a large number of batteries like this. Next, let us see under which condition we call a battery is a very good battery. If that question arises, then answer maybe can be given like this. One is, given battery should be compact in nature. Second one, it should be of light weight. And the third one, we can say that it should give constant voltage for longer time. That is very important one. And the fourth and very interesting and important one is, it should be available at low cost. Am I correct? Okay. Types of batteries. So in our syllabus, they given two types. One is the primary battery or a cell, we can say, and the second one is secondary battery or a cell. Okay, now let us see primary battery or a cell. See, the battery in which reaction takes place only once. Reaction cannot be reversed and it becomes dead over a period of time, cannot be recharged and reused. That battery is called as a primary battery. So in primary battery what happens? Reaction takes place only once. Reaction cannot be reversed, and once you people use it, it becomes dead and it cannot be recharged and reused. That battery is called as a primary battery. Generally we people use primary battery in remote control devices, okay, some wall clock and even some toys. So in our textbook, two batteries they given, primary batteries. One is a dry cell or Leclanche cell and the second one is mercury cell. Let us see one by one. The first one is a dry cell or Leclanche cell. So in dry cell, this zinc container acts as an anode. So anode is zinc container. This graphite rod that is present here at the center, this graphite rod that acts as cathode. Okay. And this graphite rod is also surrounded with the paste of manganese dioxide. Now the space between cathode and anode is filled with the moist paste of ammonium chloride and zinc chloride. So at anode which reaction takes place, students? Obviously oxidation. Zinc undergoes oxidation by losing 2 electrons and converted to Zn2 plus. Okay. At cathode exactly reverse reaction takes place. Reduction. Reduction means gain of electrons. But remember students, graphite rod is inert electrode. It means that it is not going to involve in the reaction. As we already told, it is surrounded with manganese dioxide, correct? So it is a manganese dioxide that undergoes reduction. Manganese dioxide plus NH4 plus, that is a moist paste that takes 1 electron, and MnO2, it is converted to MnOOH from a plus 4 to plus 3. See here, oxidation number is plus 4. When it gains 1 electron, it becomes plus 3. And NH4 plus is converted to ammonia. Now let us write overall reaction. But here number of electrons are not balanced. Let us balance that one by multiplying equation 2 by 2. So when I do, and after that when I add these two electrons cancel. Remaining, if I write, I can write a zinc plus a 2MnO2 multiplied by 2 here. That's why plus 2NH4 plus gives rise to Zn2 plus 2MnOOH and 2 ammonia. Now what happens, students? The ammonia thus formed reacts with the zinc and forms complex tetraamine zinc 2 ion. So this complex is formed. Okay, in this dry cell we can get voltage up to 1.5 volt, and as you know, this is used in toys, remote control device, flashlight devices, and even wall clocks. Now let us see the second one, that is mercury cell. Generally it is used in watches. Okay. So in this mercury cell what we have? Anode. That anode is made up of zinc mercury amalgam. Here zinc mercury amalgam indicates zinc and mercury paste. Okay. Cathode is mercuric oxide and carbon paste. So anode zinc mercury amalgam, cathode paste of HgO and carbon, mercury oxide and carbon. The electrolyte used here is a paste of zinc oxide and potassium hydroxide. Now let us see the reactions at anode and at cathode. At anode it is a zinc mercury that undergoes oxidation. Zinc mercury converted to Zn2 plus by losing 2 electrons. That Zn2 plus takes one oxygen from OH. From where we get OH? From potassium hydroxide. So this Zn converted to Zn2 plus and takes one oxygen and converted to zinc oxide here. Clear? Remaining what? 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen combine and form water. 2 electrons given back. At a cathode exactly reverse reaction takes place. It is a mercuric oxide that we told that takes 2 electrons, and this Hg present in plus 2 takes 2 electrons and converted to Hg here. Okay. H2O, one more oxygen, 2OH minus. Now let us write overall reaction. 2 electrons are going to cancel. OH minus, 2OH minus cancel. Water cancel. Remaining is zinc plus HgO gives mercury plus zinc oxide. See, the main important thing of this battery is, students, it gives constant voltage for longer time. Water formed at anode is consumed at cathode. No water involved in overall reaction. So there is no question of dilution of the whatever electrolyte present in this cell. So that's why we can get constant voltage for longer time. Okay, and approximately we can get 1.35 volt electricity from this battery, and it is used in watches and hearing aids. Now let us see secondary battery or a cell. The battery in which chemical reaction is reversed by supplying current in opposite direction so that it can be recharged and reused is called as secondary battery. The battery, so in which reaction can be reversed. How? By supplying electric current in opposite direction so that it can be recharged and reused is called as secondary battery. Generally the batteries that we people use in vehicles, inverters, they are all secondary batteries. For a people, one battery is given, lead storage battery, that you need to study. Okay. In lead storage battery, anode we have lead plate with a spongy lead acts as anode, and the lead dioxide that acts as cathode, and space between anode and cathode is filled with 38% solution of sulfuric acid that acts as an electrolyte. So what is anode? Lead plates with spongy lead. What is cathode? Lead dioxide. Grid of lead dioxide. So here you can see this is called grid, that is lead dioxide, and 38% solution of sulfuric acid is used in electrolyte. So now let us see reaction at anode and cathode. Reactions are very important in chemistry, students. In exam they ask reactions only, no diagram of dry cell or secondary battery, this lead storage battery or mercury battery. Remember it. Okay, now let us write. It is a lead that undergoes oxidation at anode in the presence of sulfuric acid. So this sulfate ion comes from sulfuric acid, students. lead is converted to Pb2 plus by giving 2 electrons. Pb2 plus and sulfate forms lead sulfate. Okay. Now at cathode it is a lead dioxide that undergoes reduction, gaining these 2 electrons, PbO2 plus sulfate plus 4H plus 2 electrons. See, this sulfate ions, 2 sulfate and 4H plus indicates 2 sulfuric acid molecules. Okay. So now what happens? Pb2 plus takes this sulfate and converted to lead sulfate. This 4H plus takes these 2 electrons and converted to 2H2. Now let us write overall reaction by cancelling these 2 electrons. Okay, what we get? Lead we get plus lead dioxide plus what is this? 4H plus and 2 sulfate ion means 2 sulfuric acid, 2 lead sulfate and 2 H2O. So on charging what happens? Battery reaction is reversed. Lead sulfate decomposes at anode and cathode. So at anode lead is produced and at cathode lead dioxide is produced. Thank you.